Jason, I know you think long and hard and you deliberate whether or not to come back each year. I know you've done that the last few years, and I think everybody's thrilled that you're coming back again. That's for sure. How much of your decision came down to love of the game versus, man, I want to get one more of these. We came close. We came so close last year. How much of it was that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I tried to remove as much of winning another Super Bowl as much as I can, because there's so many things that go into that, right? And you got to stay healthy. The team's got to be in the right spot. You got to have things fall your way. Like there's a lot that goes into winning a Super Bowl, and I think that we are definitely we're in position to compete for another one. There's no doubt about that. We got the roster, we got great coaches, we got a great front office. We have a lot of things necessary to do that again. And I think that is weighing on it, but I try to not let that influence it. I really just, the more I talk to people every year when I'm going through this decision, I probably shouldn't need to talk to people anymore, because they just tell me the same thing. Don't stop playing until you don't want to play anymore. And I'm like, guys, I think I'm going to always want to play. I just don't think I should be playing anymore. And they're like, well, Jason, whether you know it now or not, there's going to be a day you wake up and you're not going to want to play football anymore. And almost all the guys say, like, do not stop until you're ready to say you're done. Because once you make that decision, it's over. And there's no really going back. I mean, you can try and go back. Some guys have, I guess, but it's not a good situation. So, just look at it from that lens. And I think that's helped me the most. But if I'm going to go back to the Super Bowl thing, I will share this. My brother, last year at this OD event, we were talking on WIP, and he mentioned, I won a Super Bowl and then I lost a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, and losing a Super Bowl will never make you want to go back and win one, that much more. And at the time I thought he was just saying something that was good for radio and trying to be dramatic and whatnot. But that is hit me harder than ever now, being on the other side of this thing and having lost one now. I think it for sure, you can try and not let that be a factor. But man, the hunger and the desire to get back there and to finish it, even though it's going to be a completely new season, a new set of guys, and it's not the same team, you can't help but that be a factor for sure.
Jason, when you look at where you are in your career right now, and you've talked for the last 3 to 4 years about the prospects of retiring, and yet here you stand. I've talked to so many players, and it's I don't, for lack of a better word, I don't want to use the word fear factor, but for lack of a better word, is there a percentage of you that doesn't want to miss that camaraderie, that bond that you have in the locker room with those guys? A lot of players tell me it's so hard to let that go. Even though the end is coming, it's hard to let that aspect of it go.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the aspect that all the former players say they miss the most. It's not the actual game. It's being in the locker room. It's going and playing the game, but with your teammates, right? It's being around, quite frankly, a group of individuals who are all driven to be the best that they can be. They're not just, subsiding and getting by. Like, you guys are all in this together, trying to be the best in the world of what you do. That's a hard thing to come by. And I think, I've learned through talking to former players that is the thing that I'm probably going to miss the most. I think that's the thing that most guys miss. And, I don't, and I think that's why they say keep playing until you can't, because they know, having been made that decision already, that you're gonna miss that. And you don't want to let that go until you have.